I really don't have much to talk about here, honestly. Work has been surprisingly busy. Like I've been there for 3 years, and I've earned the trust and of a lot of people and their respect and whatnot. And it's kind of starting to backfire, because now there are days where everybody else goes home, and it's just me and the manager. And it's like, damn it, I'd like a day off too. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the money. I'm very happy to be getting overtime every week. I'm very happy that every single paycheck is $700 or $800. I like that. That's a good paycheck. But damn. Actually, Thursday was weird because when I left work Thursday, I didn't feel that tired. And it was about 11:30 around-ish that I left. And I got a ride home. But then it was weird because something happened. For one thing, it hit about 1 o'clock and I was just out of energy. And I was eating. I was snacking. And it wasn't junk food. It was meat, cheese, crackers. I've got some energy replenishing stuff that I buy just so I have some night snacks. So I'm ready to go for the next morning and whatever. And then, about 1 o'clock, I'm just out. I'm falling asleep already. So I turn everything off. I go straight to bed. And then I don't even know what time I wake up, but I just straight up couldn't get out of bed. And I don't know if you've ever had that where you're awake and you are aware and you know that you're awake, but I couldn't open my eyes, couldn't move my legs. I'm not quite sure how much time. And I felt like I was drifting in and out of consciousness for at least half an hour. And then got up at 9:30, which once again, strange, because usually if I get to bed before 2 in the morning, I'm usually awake before 9 in the morning. And if I go to bed after 4, I usually won't wake up till after 10. But it's very rare that I'm in bed asleep before 2, and I still barely managed to actually get out of bed till 10. I had no idea I was that damn tired. But yeah, it's Saturday, another slow day. Once again, everybody's sent home except me. I'm actually kind of somewhat treated like a manager by this point, so I'm happy about that. A lot of people, there are more people now who, when I say something, they listen more often. Fuck, I forgot. Well, it's not an emergency, but I keep forgetting to talk about it's a supply thing, making sure we have all the shit we need. It's not gonna run out next week, but it should run out before the end of September, so just want to put it in the ether. But anyways, the main reason I actually put this thing on, first of all, I get home at midnight, so that's an early ass Saturday, and I'm actually getting back into writing. Recently, just felt a surge of just a rejuvenated energy, inspiration, whatever you want to call it. And actually, I owed it to the NFL. Football season started again, and I have this one TV show that I wrote, which is it's actually based on gameplay from Madden, from some of the different franchise modes and superstar modes and stuff that I've done throughout the years. And I just compiled a lot of those different things into a TV show. And so it's actually kind of a regular thing if I'm playing Madden a lot or if I'm watching the NFL a lot. I start feeling more inspiration to hey, let's go tweak some shit with this. So I started working on that and I started feeling it. And once the creative mojo started working, I started feeling working on my autobiography again. And there's a lot of things I still need to work on as a writer. I'm a storyteller who learned how to write and is still learning how to write, which is a craft I don't feel like I'm anywhere close to perfecting. But I feel like I'm getting there slowly but surely, mostly, sort of, kinda. I think the one thing that concerns me the most is just like the things that I'm definitely working on are one, just being able to keep my own ego in check and know that there's always improvements that could be made, but at the same time not like drilling it to death. Cause like I had been working on it for so much that I reached a point that I just could not stand to look at it. I never wanted to read a single word of it again, and that was 2 months ago. And I kept working on it for like another month after that. And then I just needed a breather. I haven't looked at any of my stories in like a month until I started working on this football one. But now, like, I'm going back. Like, I've had a break. My mind's had some time to rest. I've been able to just, work on this other story just for fun because it's fun. And now I'm going to go back to... now I'm gonna go back to the autobiography, and I've actually signed up on multiple writing forums, introduced myself, talked to some people, played some like challenging word games, asked for advice on things, talked about like mental health related stuff as well as writing related struggles, and I've learned a lot from people. But there are two pieces of advice that I'm really taking to mind when I go to my next draft, which hopefully might be my final draft. Hopefully I'll have the confidence enough to actually start sending out those query letters. Did I say I entered a writing contest? Oh, I did say that on another channel, The Fan Perspective. It's a sports thing. I actually entered a writing contest, which is actually for the city that I live in, San Antonio. So that's great. But yeah, I entered the first 2.5 chapters because it was like, first 5,000 words. I don't expect to win anything. It would be great if I could. Don't expect to. I guess I just kind of did it so I could be like, hey, that maybe some total stranger will be nice enough to give me some pointers on how I can improve. There are two things that I'm keeping in mind when I work on this next draft, which is, number one, I'm not Anna Kendrick. And what I mean by that is like I picked up I got a copy of Scrappy Little Nobody because like I got the audiobook, but still just listening to the words, like I can see them form in my head, on the paper. And I'm like, the way she tells it is nothing spectacular. And so I guess that gave me more confidence in the way I told my story. However, something that someone else, pointed out to me, which it hurt to hear, but I needed to hear, is that, like, I was talking about, Anna Kendrick's book really isn't that good, yet it sold millions. Mine's twice as great. And they're like, well, Anna Kendrick is Anna Kendrick. Her book could have had one fucking sentence, and it would have sold millions, because she's already rich and famous. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. Nobody cares who the fuck you are. Nobody cares about your life. So if you want people to actually pick up this book and read it, you've got to give them a damn reason to never put it down. So, yeah, I can't settle for just being as good as someone else. I've got to make it the best I possibly can. And one of my biggest weaknesses as a writer is the detail work. Like, I'm really not good with descriptive writing. And something that someone else told me, like, that really has helped a lot is just, put the reader in your mind. And it's actually something I've struggled with all the time, which is just like, I'll say something that makes sense to me, and it doesn't make sense to anyone else. And so, like, every explanation, I dumb it down more and more until it reaches the point that, like, they understand it the way that I understand it. And that's kind of what I need to do with my writing. Dumb it down enough so that anybody who reads it can pick up this book and see that memory in their head the way that you see it in yours. Or that I see it in mine. You know what I'm saying. So yeah, that's something I'm definitely going to be working on. But I'm already feeling tired, so I'm gonna check some emails and whatnot, blah blah blah. Normal bedtime routine. Tomorrow Sunday. I didn't go shopping last week because it was raining, and technically I don't need to go shopping this week, but I like having snack food, And also, they've already started putting Halloween candy up, and I want all of it. Like, I think I'll always look for any excuse to buy candy, but Halloween and Valentine's are my favorite times of the year just because that's when you get the best candy. Christmas is a close third. Just like Halloween and Valentine's. Candy. Candy everywhere. You know, everyone talks about holidays, you know, like, oh, it's the time to tell the people that you care about how much you love them. No. It's a time to buy candy. Which is why I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. If they had Thanksgiving candy, I would give a fuck about Thanksgiving. But they don't have Thanksgiving candy. As soon as Halloween's over, Christmas candy comes out. And I am perfectly happy with that. November 1st, I'm going to start telling everybody, Merry Christmas! Fucking, come on.